Hello and welcome to Yamabachi Podcast, hosted by me, the Germ, joined by...
Boo! It's Ghosty, back again. Your fine and reliable co-host.
The Boo is back
Yeah, did I stop doing it?
for a few episodes.
No, it's probably I was just forgetting. That wasn't an intentional thing.
So you are a little sick. So if you have to
Yeah.
go off to the side to cough, I get it.
I might sniff in the microphone a couple times, so
You sick little
enjoy that
baby.
when they
Sick,
play it back.
sick little baby. Shall we get straight in the episode so we can talk about it?
Yeah, let's go through this week's episode. It's an interesting one, to say the least.
Very interesting. So step right up and have a look. It's time for Shibai. Did I say it the wrong way? I think I did.
Nope, you said it right.
I just said it right. Woo.
Yep.
This week's episode, Rat. We join our main characters moving into a new apartment. They just finished moving their stuff when they spot a rat behind some of the boxes, freaking out the girl.
Pretty weird looking rat too. Look at the eyes on that thing.
Oh, here, I'll go back. He seems like a normal little rat to me. He just needs to work out more. I mean, he's obviously more designed to be scary than anything, right?
Yeah, he's got like demon eyes.
Yep. And look at that plug in the background. I never noticed.
That's just a standard plug. What do you mean?
Are you sure? Looks a little weird.
Yeah, looks normal to me.
Maybe I'm crazy. The man just laughs, saying, "There's no reason to be scared, and she'll get used to them soon." Oh, women, am I right, guys?
Wow, so brave.
This definitely won't be a theme in the episode. Definitely. We join them later on, after they hit the hay. We hear some scurrying when the woman jumps out of her bed. A rat has bitten her finger. She tries to wake her man up, but he doesn't stir, so she lays back down, trying not to think about it. The next day, she's nervous. He's leaving for 2 days, but he says not to worry. He set out like one trap. He gives a heavy sigh and says, she needs to get used to the rats.
He sounded so annoyed when he tells her that he's leaving.
He's not the one who got bitten by a rat. I'll have to talk more about that later. Later that night, she tries to sleep, but squeaking can be heard all around her. The rats surround her, and we join him getting home after 2 days. He calls out to her, happy to be getting home. She replies in a tired tone, "Welcome home," while rats run out from her direction. He recoils in terror as the wife walks out from the entranceway. She seems to be a giant rat with a human face and hair.
Gross.
We zoom into her face as she laughs and says, "You're right, they really grew on me." Boom, boom, shh.
Oh, I just noticed his reflection in the eyes of him screaming.
It's cool, right? I didn't notice, so I took
that
the
during
picture either.
Huh.
And that's the end.
Disturbing. Let me tell you, I had an apartment once that had rats outside of it, and it was unpleasant. I would not want to live in another
too close to
rat
your mouth
apartment again.
You're too close to your mouth. There you go.
I would not want to live in another rat apartment again. I made friends with the neighbor cat, and I made sure that he came by my room frequently.
That's wonderful, because he really annoyed me. It is where this makes sense to be scared of the rats.
Yeah, deal with the rats. And you could get rabies, I think, if one bit you.
Mm-hmm. That was one of my notes I have. Have you ever heard of rabies? But it's so annoying. Like, she literally gets bitten by a rat, and he's like, "You have to get used to the rats."
It seemed like he didn't know she got bit by the rat or something at that point.
I don't know. He was not painting him in a very good light.
Yeah, he was slacking. Not only was he not listening, he was failing of his husband duties of dealing with the rat.
You need to take your partner's concern Seriously, it doesn't matter if it seems that serious to you.
He was generally, even at the start of the episode, surprisingly chill about there being rats in their apartment. He was like, "Oh, a rat! Ha 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 ha!" That would not be my reaction.
But like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's usually not in this case. If a rat bites you, you should definitely do something. Usually, it's nothing to be too concerned about, but you definitely should do more than just set traps.
I mean, I complain to your landlord.
Yeah.
Call it. What is that? Call the people that get rid of rats. I want to call it a Terminator.
Exterminator? Yeah, Terminator. Yeah, not exterminator. Terminator. That's good.
Call the Terminator.
So do we think the rats were supernatural or just jerks?
I don't know. I've never been around that many rats at one time. Maybe that's just what happens.
And maybe they just.
But
yeah.
They must have been like cursed rats. I mean, he looks weird too, right? So.
Well, it's hard. We never saw like a normal rat in the show, so it's hard to say for sure. They could all look like that.
That's true.
Like her turning into a rat, I think is really what hints more supernatural than just jerks.
One thing I found kind of interesting, if you go back to the slide where he's shocked when he comes through the door, is that they actually, yeah, that's good. They actually have the art style slightly different between him and the wife that mutated into a rat. So like, see definitely. Here, it's like he like blends with this whatever filter is on the screen, and then you go to the next screen, and she's like so flat looking.
She is flat looking. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And also, if you put a hamburger in his hands, he wouldn't look that scared.
True. Could just be a Burger King ad.
I do love the close up though, and like the nose moves.
Oh really? I didn't notice. This was a slightly uncomfortable scene.
Oh, for sure. And you know how you can tell it's a girl? Because of the eyelashes.
Oh, true. Rats wear mascara, right?
Yes, yeah.
Actually, I'm curious. If you go back to the previous scene and then flick to this one quickly, maybe it's not going to be possible because there's a slide in between. I want to know if they reused the frame from him being shocked in the doorway in her eyes.
Don't think so. Look at the nose, and then look at this nose.
But I mean the reflection in the eye.
Oh, the reflection.
Like copy paste.
Oh, they definitely did. Yeah. Yeah. The shadows.
Economical.
And you can tell they used a different style animation because the eye looks really weird. If you look like around the corner where it's like the circle of the eye, it looks really
I was looking at that too.
odd.
It looks like they painted it on or something.
Yeah, like it almost looks like it could be a mirror.
Yeah, it's strange.
Yeah. I'm not familiar.
It almost looks like it's going over the eyelid to me rather than
like
underneath it.
It's not perfect. But you could contribute that to have like rats having like more bulging eyes than we do.
That's true.
So it doesn't like take me out of the moment. But it's just interesting, like their art style is different there than compared to the rest of it.
Maybe that's intentional.
Maybe. I just noticed he's different spot in both of her eyes, which is kind of annoying me now.
Well, that's accurate, right? If he's in one place in front of her, it wouldn't be in the same reflection point in both eyes.
I'm not sure now. Maybe it feels like, I don't know. Who knows? We could speculate all day.
And there's an evil tennis ball with some other creepy dudes.
I interpret it more as a fruit.
I guess that's the neighborhood. And looks like maybe the possessed version of the Beatles.
Oh, yeah.
And is that... I don't know what that thing is supposed to be on the flat face. It looks like a record.
Right.
Like
that thing. Player. No idea. It looks cool, though. Oh, that could totally work for like a haunted record player. You put that on and it screams. Oh, that'd be so cool. I like the
Not
top
very
left where it's just like
circular.
monster walking with a monster child.
Though.
I can't tell if the hand is supposed to be part of it or if it's something unrelated. I'm not sure.
It could be. No, yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Though I love the high plane on the left hand top left.
High plane? What do you mean?
He looks kind of like a plane to me, and he looks very
I
high.
I see.
He
I
looks
thought I was
very
missing something.
happy. Then a hand.
Creepy.
This feels like a reference to something. Maybe the ring.
What comments we got this week?
Oh, you want to go to the comments?
Yeah, we thoroughly analyzed this picture.
Oh, we should talk about the heads. Just quick.
Oh, 3, yes. I did notice that.
Yeah.
They're
I
pretty
think
big,
they moved
though,
the camera back a bit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The third head looks pretty big to me.
It does look big. I should have grabbed the other one for comparison. Oh, maybe for the season recap, I'll put them all together, like to see, like, yeah, that sounds fun.
That'd be fun. Yeah. And then just flick through the slides really fast.
Yeah. Okay, now the comments. So you'll go first.
Prototype 2030 said, I don't know why, but I thought that was a little cheesy. And then they did this face.
Where are the glasses and the like where that CSI was it New York, Miami?
I know what you're talking about. I think it's Miami.
That seems like a total like pre
CSI
start
opener.
Yeah, the episode opener. Yeah. Tricer said, I've got bitten by plenty of rats. Unless it isn't domestic, you should usually get a rabies shot. Yes, even if the most common disease carriers are bats. But they at least a few years, if I recall, she might actually had her shot.
So we're just casually going to accept this person's been bit by plenty of rats? That's just something that casually happens to them all the time?
Maybe they own rats.
Still, it makes it sound like it's like many rats. This episode is very relevant to their interests.
Yeah, maybe they tear down old buildings. Maybe they're an exterminator. Like,
even then, I feel like you shouldn't be getting bit by rats on the regular. Some kind of like zookeeper or something.
That's a good point. Like, maybe she already had her rabies shot.
Maybe she's getting bit by plenty of rats also.
Have you ever heard the description of rabies? It's terrifying.
All I know is you foam at the mouth and you're scared of water. I guess you're vaguely confused the whole time or something.
Yes, you get in most mammals, it triggers a fear response where they attack, but in humans it causes more of a isolation instead. And so we don't tend to spread it to other humans. But when you show symptoms, it's too late.
That is scary.
Yeah. And until very, very recently, like the last few years, there had never been a case where if someone showed symptoms and didn't get the shot before, they lived. Like, it was 100% until just a few years ago.
How long does it take for the symptoms to show?
I think it's days.
Yeah. Freaky.
Yeah. Like, this is a terrifying disease.
At least we have the shot for before the symptoms appear.
So that's why if you ever get bit by an animal, you need to get a rabies shot just to be safe. In the past few years, there is a new thing that's up and coming where they can put people into a coma. And I forget the exact procedure, but they've actually been a few people who survived rabies after they showed symptoms because of this. But it's like, I think it's like a 68% chance at the moment after like a few dozen cases.
Being put into a coma is pretty extreme.
And if you said, hey, do you want to walk across that road? 68% of people make it. Would you want to walk across that road?
Yeah, I'm pretty daring though.
Like, it's just get the tetanus shot.
Noted. Valuable lesson in this Yami Shibai podcast.
And as well, I know way too much about rabies. If there's ever a bat around you, like let's say like there's one in your house or something, even if you don't think it's bit you, if it brushes against your skin, you go get the rabies shot, because their bite is so weak you don't feel it, but they still gave you rabies. They can still give you rabies. Like, it's crazy.
Interesting.
Yeah. And bats don't have any symptoms of rabies because they live with hundreds of viruses in their system.
Gross, man. Bats are dirty.
Mm-hmm.
Don't touch a bat.
Yeah, don't touch a bat unless you have gloves on.
If you take away one thing from this episode.
She should have been wearing gloves. Oh, sorry. After that rant about rabies.
Leah Nezrakau.
Yeah, I don't know.
Said, rule of thumb with rodents/bugs. Where there's one, there's hundreds/thousands of them. Kill them all. That's dramatic.
While I don't agree with the last statement that they have, I do agree. If there's one, there's probably hundreds, if not thousands more.
I can't imagine there's going to be thousands of rats in your house.
Well, that's more for the bugs than for the rats.
You just open the attic, it's just like rat city pummels you. There's a rat king in the attic.
We don't know if that's a real thing or if it's a human made up thing.
I've heard that. I feel like people are more on the rat king is not real side.
So for the record, a rat king is when a bunch of rats get their tails tangled together and then they tend to die.
It's like a giant knot of rat tails. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't sound very realistic. It sounds more likely to be fake.
And also, rat knot would be a better name than like rat king.
Well, it's because the classic description shows them in like a circle.
Yeah.
Rat
knot would be a great name for a metal band, also.
Or hairstyle. Rupper Almighty says, mice are inside, rats are outside. I have no idea what their basis is, but I love it.
It's nice of you to include the comment from the person with an IQ of 30.
I love this. Guys, mice are inside, rats are outside. Come on.
When they get outside, they just get bigger.
Yeah.
Everybody knows this.
I love this comment. I don't understand, but I love it.
And one thumbs up. It's like, yes, this is true.
Oh, sorry. Here's a long one for you.
Fang Meyer said, it's all about her creepy voice and the way her voice warps when she talks. When you change up the medium of animation, like making something move fluidly when everything else is static, paper puppets, it makes it that much more unnerving.
Yeah.
We talked about that a little bit.
A little bit.
That she looked different than the other things in her environment.
Though the comment is a lot better than what we said.
They don't really call out that the appearance is different, though. They say more like the animation and sounds.
So we were from talking what I understand from Ren and Stimpy, they had a style where it was this very detailed static image that would pop up sometimes, and they'd have one or two things moving, and it's a very disturbing thing, especially compared to their normal animation.
Wasn't that Courage the Cowardly Dog?
I think they did that too.
I remember there was like some evil dude that comes and he was like 3D modeled rather than
not like that, but yeah.
But I can't remember anything else about that show.
Maybe we could revisit that someday too.
That's a cool show. I don't know. Maybe a little too scary though.
It is very scary. From Zeta Hunkenberg, Hunky Bride. We need to practice these names before or something. You'll get used to the rats nibbling on you at night, honey. Divorce time.
Colon thingy. It's true though. It's he's failing all of his husband duties.
Mm-hmm.
deleted account, that's an easy one, says, and somehow this married couple made it work and they grew stronger as a couple.
Isn't that a nice like outro? Hey, that's so nice.
I imagine he probably turned into a rat too, I guess, if he stayed in the house.
No. He feeds her cheese. They had 6 children at the same time. It all worked out well.
Gross.
Okay. First name, last name, 102. It's a hidden comment.
Spoiler. These are never actual spoilers when you have them in the comment section, so I'm guessing it's going to be a corny joke.
It breaks the whole season open. Are you ready?
All right, let's crack this bad boy wide open.
I was a normal person. Then I got bit by a rat. Now I am Rat Girl, hero of the village.
I don't know about hero, maybe villain.
Not very big expectations. Not of the city, not of like the country, but village.
Just the small local area.
Can fit through any crack in the doorway.
Crusty, crispy, cheesy, beezy. I'm glad you gave me this name. That was the best one yet. Says, another spoiler.
Oh, you ready?
Reveal. She was secretly a furry all along. Whoa, but she has no hair when she turns into a rat. It's like weird, like gross skin rat.
I don't understand furries. And the last comment. So it's sea experiments.
Well handled. Yeah.
that threw me for a loop for a minute, and then it all came together. Rats that can do full cosmetic surgery in 2 days. Ratatouille, eat your heart out. No talent hack.
Whoa.
A lot of energy there.
It's like the human centipede of
rats.
Surgery. Gross.
Yeah, they should set up a business. Wow. I just love the energy of like, why does he hate Ratatouille so much? It's just... Okay, themes and metaphors. What are you thinking?
Once again, I really just feel like it was creepy. She became rat. But I think the other obvious metaphor is also be good to your wife and listen to what she says.
Yes, I agree. But you know what? I think it's a rabies allegory.
Oh, maybe. Maybe it's take animal bites seriously or you will get rabies. Hey, 2 days he was gone. That's about the amount of time it takes for the rabies to set in.
Yeah, now that you say that is, yeah. And she's showing symptoms, so she's gone. She's gone.
It's heavy. I think the other thing is maybe the rats represent like things hanging over the relationship that you're not talking about.
I love that theory. That's a good theory. He's like, that's not a big deal.
Yeah. But to her, it was a big deal.
I love that. You know what? I don't even know if that's what they intended. That's what it is. That's what the whole episode's about.
Also, rats scary.
So what is our personal scores?
So going through my criteria as usual. It's got a creepy monster. Check. It's got some like somewhat interesting metaphors. Yes. Is it creepy? Yeah, I'd say it's pretty creepy. I felt a little disturbed at the end. Where it's missing would probably be the visuals weren't really that much to me. It's kind of boring visually until the very end when creepy rat lady comes out. So I'm going to go with a 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. See, I feel it a little differently. Like, I had that whole rabies spiel, but at the end of the day, I didn't really feel the creepiness like you did. The monster was fine. But giving it a 3. I didn't love this episode. Certainly had a fun time talking about it, though. So that gives it a 10.
10 out of 10. Perfect score.
That's how it works. So anything else to say before we move into the last slide?
No, I think we covered it pretty much.
I think we did.
Decent episode.
Yeah, it was fun.
Not making any strong statements. It was fine.
It was fine. Didn't love it. Maybe 3 is a little low. I might come back to that.
There's always time.
The next episode is called The Noisy Hospital Room. Well, any guesses?
Long name compared to, I think this one was called Rat.
Yep.
My guess is there's like some hospital room that somebody isn't allowed to go in, and they hear lots of loud noises from it, and eventually they go inside and there's something creepy in there.
Oh, like I'd give that one a 9 out of 10. That you were so close.
I mean, they gave away so much in the title. Mm-hmm. So
there's like one detail you didn't get quite right, and you'll see what it is. Or, hear me out, there's a lot of kids in the next room over, and the main character gets really annoyed.
Also possible. They're listening to loud music at 3 a.m.
Oh, those kids! Thanks for joining me, Ghosty.
Yeah, it's been fun, as usual. See you again next week.
And anyone who watches this, thank you for being you. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm just going to stop the recording now. I'm going to stop it. I'm very ready to stop the recording. I'm going to stop the recording. Any second.